You don't feel not good enough just because you are failing. You feel it because you are playing the game you can never win. There is this quiet thought that shows up way too often. I'm not good enough yet. Not smart enough, not productive enough, not successful enough, not ready. And the worst part is it sounds responsible, like you are just trying to improve. But what if I told you this voice actually doesn't help you grow? What if it's the exact thing that keeps you stuck? In this video, we are going to break down why you never feel good enough, how perfectionism tricks your brain, and the moment that everything can change. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I had this idea for a project. I was excited. I had plans. I had goals. I had notes. And also I have this vision what it could one day become. But then these thoughts were starting to creep in. This isn't good enough yet. I need more skills. People will judge me. What if I fail? So I waited. I watched more tutorials. I read books. I planned more. And I was building my vision, and I had this feeling that I'm still doing something for this project to be successful. That's a trap. Perfectionism doesn't look like laziness. It looks like preparation. It looks like just one more improvement. It also looks like I'll start when I'm ready. I will start when I will learn more. But the truth is, you are not waiting to feel better. You are just trying to stay safe. Our brain usually tries to protect us. Back in the day, being judged by a group meant just being kicked out, and that meant danger. So our brain learned something very simple. If you don't stand out, you stay safe. If you don't fail publicly, you avoid pain. So every time you do something meaningful, your brain hits you with "you are not good enough." Not because it's true, but because your brain is trying to keep you comfortable and safe. And the biggest problem is comfort kills growth. Here is something most people don't really realize. There is no level of suddenly feel I'm good enough. I already know everything. Everything will be perfect for the first time. You don't wake up one day like, oh yes, today I'm officially enough. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Because enough is the destination. Being enough, it's moving target. You hit one goal and your brain creates a new one. You improve your skill and your own standards go up. You finally post something and now you compare yourself to people who are 10 steps ahead. It feels like you are running on the treadmill and that keeps speeding up constantly and never ending. The more perfectionist you are, the faster it goes. Usually people think that perfectionism makes them better. But in reality, it does these three things. It delays action, it drains your energy, and it destroys your confidence. Why? Because every time you don't start, your brain collects evidence that says, see, you can't do it. And every time you overthink instead of act, you train yourself to hesitate. So now it's not just about the one project. It becomes your identity. I'm someone who never finishes the project. I'm someone who is not good enough. I don't have any talent. And that belief, it gets heavier every single day. And I am the biggest example of that. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. What if the problem is not actually not being enough, but that you made it requirement to even begin? Think about that. You've created this rule in your head. I am allowed to start when I feel confident. I am allowed to share only when it's perfect. I am allowed to try only when I won't fail. The rule sounds smart, but it's actually impossible. Because confidence comes after the action, clarity comes after action, skills come after action. So you are actually waiting for results even before you do something that creates the results. It's like trying to be fit before you go to the gym. No, you go to the gym because you want to get fit, right? So, what to do instead? You have to flip the entire system. Instead of asking, am I good enough to start? So, you ask, am I willing to be bad at this for a while? Because this is real price for a growth. Not talent, not intelligence, but the willingness to be uncomfortable. You don't need to suddenly feel comfortable and confident. You just need to be willing to be bad at first. Try, instead of this has to be perfect, try this just has to exist. Instead of people have to like this, try some people might not like this, and that's fine. Instead of I need to feel ready, try I'm starting before I feel ready. These things sound small, but they can change everything. Because now you are finally moving. Here is something powerful. Confidence doesn't come from thinking. It comes from evidence. Every time you take action, even imperfectly, you give your brain new data. I tried and nothing terrible happened. I can actually do this. I'm improving. That's how self-belief is built. Not waiting but doing. I think nobody talks about this enough. Your first version is supposed to be bad. Not kinda bad, not almost bad, just bad. Because this is your starting point. Every creator you look up to, they have dozens, hundreds of terrible first attempts. You just don't see them. You see the highlighted reel, not the messy beginning. So you compare your behind the scenes to someone else's finished project. And of course, it makes you feel not good enough. That comparison is broken from the start. Let's also kill this idea too. I'm late. I should have started earlier. I've wasted too much time. No, you didn't. You are starting from awareness now. And that's where everything changes. Because most people never ever question this pattern. They live their whole life waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel enough. And they never do. You are already ahead because you are noticing it and you are here because you want to change it. So, here's the moment that changes everything. You are never going to feel good enough. Not before you start, not even after you start. That feeling might still show up, but there is the difference. You stop listening to it. You will treat it like the background noise, like a radio playing in another room. It's there, but it doesn't control you. You take action anyway. You post the video. You launch the project. You try the thing you wanted to always try. You start going to the gym. You start drawing. You do that thing. And I can guarantee you that something will happen. Nothing breaks. The world doesn't end. The people will not attack you like you imagined. And even if they do, you survive it. And slowly something shifts. Not your skills, but your own identity. You go from I'm not good enough to I'm someone who does things even if I'm not feeling good enough. And that version of you, that version wins every single time. So this feeling, I'm not good enough, is not something you should stop. It's a sign that you are doing something meaningful. The goal isn't to remove this feeling, the goal is to move with it. To act anyway, to create anyway, to show up anyway. Because the people you admire, they didn't feel ready either. They just stopped waiting. And you can too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Watch the next video on the screen if you are ready to break perfectionism for good. Have a nice day. I see you next week. Bye!